My name is Hernan Guerrero Applewhite, and what resilience means to me for this community is being able to withstand not only the threat of climate change, which will impact physical infrastructure and all that, but also being able to overcome years of disinvestment in our communities, and to be able to rise to the greatness of economic development and quality of life that we deserve in our communities.
Coconut woman is calling out, and every day you can hear her shout. Coconut woman is calling out, and every day you can hear her shout. Get your coconut water, man, it's good for your daughter. Coconut like an iron, makes you strong like a lion. A lady telling me the other day, no one can take a sweet man away. I asked her what was her mystery. She said coconut water and a rice curry. Cook it in the pot, you can serve it very hot. Coconut like an iron, makes you stronger like a lion. Coconut woman.
Okay, my name is Kurt C-U-R-T G. Hollingsworth. I'm with the Miami Consulate General for the Bahamas. I'm from the island of Grand Bahama, a native of Grand Bahama, full-blooded Bahamian. And that's pretty much it. Well, one thing I'd like to say to the community of Coconut Grove is the Bahamian diaspora of Coconut Grove is this is an opportunity for us to rewrite history so that at the end of the day, there would be a significant amount of literature as it relates to the beginning of Coconut Grove. So what we need to do is ask our people to come together and unify in such a way that the story can be told comprehensively. And at the end of the day, it'll be worth the while.
So we have people that, although it was my grandmother and my grandfather and my aunts, my uncles, and all of those folk, they're gone now. But when you ask the question about being resilient, oh my, all we got to do is just think about Papa, think about that conch salad, think about the coconut candy that Grandma made, think about inviting people over, thinking about Christ Episcopal Church and how we all came together as one. So that's what I feel about. Yes, I'm Dr. Rick Holton, and I'm from Coconut Grove. I live right on Hibiscus Street, 3350 Hibiscus Street, and I've been here all of my life. I say that for a reason. I think it's important to be connected to a community. So when I have a chance and an opportunity to talk to people and talk about communities, I use myself as an example. I've been here, and I'm not leaving. I won't leave, and that's what it's all about.
During the 40s, 50s, 60s, and 70s, they were tied together by black unity and the fact that they were connected to the Grove by the Goombay Festival. This was one of the biggest attractions that black folks had. And it wasn't political, not at all. It was a fun-seeking activity such as what they have in most Caribbean countries. Brazil being the biggest, they have big festivals. Goombay was adopted because most of the Bahamian settlers settled in the Coconut Grove area around Charles Avenue, Franklin, and Macedonia Church. That's the mecca, Mellon, of where the blacks were, Coconut Grove. Not over town, not Liberty City, and all these other things sprung up, Carol City, wherever. But the Grove was the Mecca. And in the early days, when we had Goombay Festival, you'd have 2,000 or 3,000 people a day marching down Grand Avenue. You could go to one end of Grand, Douglas and Main Avenue, and you could look back and have a sip. You see nothing but people.
I want to recognize all the dignitaries as well as the vendors and each and every one of you.
Coconut Grove is not going anywhere. Are you with me?
Yeah.
We are here to stay. All of you have my back 7 years ago when I became a city commissioner, and I've had your back. And now as I go to Congress, I hope to have your back again. Because Coconut Grove deserves everything.
And whenever I land in Coconut Grove, it's like a track meet. The Simpsons are there. I filmed them all around this entire park.
Yes.
I probably filmed every other house and the people in it. And these people that you have here,
Yes, sir.
I'm looking at all of the faces, especially over here with Thelma Gibson. When I started Voices 13 years ago, she was the first person I started filming.
Wow.
Thelma Gibson. And the rest of them, I filmed in every church. And as you know, we have 375 people on camera in 3 years and 2 weeks of filmmaking and 550 hours of footage. James Portier Jr., who lives on Oak and Douglas, went to visit him. His father, James Portier Sr., came out of Cat Island to Coconut Grove, right there on Oak and Douglas, in 1913, and he built that house. 4 other houses on the block, and 2 churches right across Douglas. And he said, you know, you need to come and get some of this history. And I grabbed the camera and started filming. Who knew that I would still be filming 3 years and 2 weeks after? I'm glad I did, because what we got is an in-depth history of the people that helped build Coconut Grove. And when you look at the fact that James Portier Sr. came out of Cat Island in 1913, this was like the wilderness. The obstacles that they faced were certainly huge, but they made it work.
Well, I think that the community have been done a big disservice by uprooting people and relocating them in different areas with all this regentrification and everything. So, you know.
Yes, ma'am.
Other than that, the Coconut Grove is a rich, place to be living in. You know, it's a rich culture, different diversities. You know, so we love Coconut Grove. Born and raised here.
Well, my mom was born in the Grove 92 years ago. My grandmother was a teacher at Carver, so she taught everybody, so everybody knows me through her. Resiliency, I mean, definitely living with my mom, 92 years, she went from seeing dirt roads and nobody having indoor plumbing, Elizabeth Virrick coming in and making sure everybody, black, white, didn't matter, all of them had indoor plumbing, to like what we have now. Now it's a little bit bittersweet, but we're still here. I mean, we're still here. We're still doing what we can do. I'm still here. Some of us are still, we're not going nowhere. So.
my name is Drebs. I moved into Coconut Grove, specifically what's now known as the West Grove, about 10 years ago. And I've been seeing, I guess what you could call gentrification in the area. I'm a big history buff. I love history of neighborhoods. I like seeing people, the original people of neighborhoods, the love that they give. Something that I personally haven't seen in any other neighborhood that I've lived in Miami has been the warmth of the neighbors, that they come by, they say hello to you. They got mangoes on their trees, avocados, whatever. They'll provide that for you during the season. It's a beautiful thing. It's something that I've never experienced before. And it touched me a lot. And seeing this gentrification happen with certain houses here and property values going up and people not being able to afford their property tax and having to move out or cashing out and moving out, it touched me because I'm not from here, but I don't want the spirit of the neighborhood to be lost, right? So I propose a gentleman here on Grand and Plaza in the corner store for me to start painting a couple murals there related to the Bahamian culture. Right? So I painted a gentleman, slicing up the top of a coconut, hanging out, palm trees, stuff like that. While I was doing that, I got to meet a lot of people in the neighborhood. I met specifically one gentleman, Mr. Witherspoon, he's the city council, and I got together with him, and we've been in talks about doing more walls in the area. I'm doing that because I feel like there needs to be a large representation of the Bahamian culture in the neighborhood. Again, I'm not from here or from the Bahamas, but I feel like through me, I could help and assist to display that on a major street like Grand Avenue, where I feel like it lacks representation of the Bahamian culture. So we're here in Goombay today. Goombay Festival, something that hasn't happened in the last 5 years. Beautiful thing. I got full of culture today, Bahamian culture. Seeing the Junkanoos, the trombonists, it's a beautiful Caribbean festival island thing that it touches me a lot, and I'm here for that.
What's your name?
My name is Oscar Galvis. I go by Drebs.
At Core Games back in '77. Yes, sir. On Sydney 40th. Oh my God. Yeah. Okay. And my concern was this here. There's a house that sits, a wooden house. Somebody told me that Sydney lived there.
He visited
true?
there. He visited there.
Okay.
Yeah, that's James Courtney Sr.'s house.
Ah.
He came from Kent Island in 1913.
Okay, so hello, I'm Kim Wells Gibson, raised in Coconut Grove, off of US 1 to Dixie apartments, which are no longer there. I love this neighborhood. All of a sudden now, we got all these different folks from all over, and they want to regulate us to be just the West Grove, but this is Coconut Grove, is now and always has been Coconut Grove. Yeah, love my community. Hey, Mount Rock, or where is it?
No, he's talking about my mom's house right here.
Right here.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
So I went over there with Reynolds on several occasions to film your mom, you, each at a time. And I'm so glad that I when Judy told me you need to go to Reynolds' house and film his family, was when I came over there with the camera. Yeah. And it's the same camera that I was telling you about, the handheld consumer camera, Sony, from Best Buy, instead of using the red camera. And I stayed in there back and forth for a couple of weeks, filming your mom and you.
It was a great story.
It's a great story.
Ralph, talk.
My name is Father Jonathan Archer. I am the rector of Christ Episcopal Church, 3481 Hibiscus Street here in Coconut Grove. It is one of the first churches in the Grove that was founded by Bahamians. It started with a meeting on Charles Avenue in 1901, and it from there has grown into a church that has been an important part of the development of this community. Everybody in the community knows of Father Theodore Gibson. Everybody knows Thelma Gibson. Father Theodore Gibson, former rector of the church, and Miss Gibson still goes there today. She was in church this morning. Church has been always an important part of growth and development in terms of Father Gibson, from bringing into the community all of the resources, all of the infrastructure, ensuring that the blacks in the community have the same things as the white people everywhere else. He did so, advocated as a priest, he advocated as a commissioner on the city commission, as did Mrs. Gibson. And to this day, the descendants of those who first met and founded our church are still members of the church today, still working hard in the community. This community is built on the backs of the sweat and tears of the culture of the family life, of the history of the faith and belief of Bahamians. And we continue to this day, and that's what this Goombay Festival today is all about. It's about sharing culture, sharing history, continuing to cause others to know who we are and what we believe and what we're about. And it's a wonderful thing, powerful thing.
Hi, this is Michelle. Shout out to FIU Goombay Fest 2022.
While in that gay tropic isle, I first saw that maiden smile. Though I had failed in the past, I said this is true love at last.